Yeah, hi. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the open session for week 7, or we will also discuss week 6. So, as you know that next week you have OPP exam, OPP-1 exam. So, before starting the session, if anyone have any query,
सर मेरा एक क्वेरी था मतलब मेरा एक
yes,
प्रॉब्लम
Aditya.
है पब
Mm-hmm.
टाइप का। वो मॉक वाले डैशबोर्ड में
Uh,
मेरा मतलब प्रिंट में कोई प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है।
printf.
हाँ, मैंने डिस्कशन ग्रुप में दिया था, शायद आपने नहीं देखा।
अच्छा, एक सेकंड में ओपन करता हूँ, मुझे बताओ क्या है। One sec. ये OPP mock you are asking ना?
हाँ हाँ हाँ, GRPA 2।
GRP2. Okay. What you are
इसमें
doing inside this?
तो मुझे प्रेजेंट करना पड़ेगा फिर।
Acha. Okay, 1 second. Hmm. Yeah, share your screen.
हाँ सर, ऐसा आउटपुट आ रहा है, बैकस्लैश n आ रहा है सबके बाद।
Okay, 1 second.
मैंने कोई वो भी नहीं लगाया, एस्केप कैरेक्टर भी नहीं लगाया। अगर डबल बैकस्लैश लगा था तो आना चाहिए था, लेकिन वो तो नहीं किया मैंने।
1 second. We go to the result 1 second.
खुद हुआ।
Go to the test case. Lord,
यस,
yeah, this one. 1 second. And these test case are not passes, na? So
ये
one out
डिडंट
of
पास।
okay, one, two, one, two, 3 to 1. Okay. One and one. Okay, so you are printing one extra space after the last digit. Can you read the problem statement? Go to the problem statement, and yeah, you can see that there is one note. There is no space after last digit in each line.
ओके
Okay, and so that means your code should handle this condition. After last digit, there should no space actually. So you have
देन
to
शुड
take.
आई यूज बैकस्लैश बी?
No, not backslash b. What you can do, you can use one condition, if else condition, if that your I, that what loop you are taking, j loop, na? Okay. If your j loop is reached at the last value, okay, so but when you are printing the last digit, at that time, do not put this space after d.
ओके
Okay. Otherwise, this slash n, this actually not create any problem in the output if it is coming.
ओके।
Okay, it will not affect the output. It just only visible on the portal, but it does not affect the matching.
बट टेस्ट केसेस आर नॉट पासिंग।
But that is not due to this slash n. This is due to one additional space after the
ओके
digit.
ओके ओके, गॉट इट।
Okay,
या
that slash n is just a new line indicator,
ओके
which is visible on our portal page, but it is not. It is not affecting anything. Okay.
ओके,
Hmm.
थैंक यू सर।
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Any other query before starting the session? Anyone? Any? If you have any doubt. Okay. So let me discuss first this OPP-1 pattern. Okay, so what we have in the OPP. So basically, the syllabus for the OPP-1 is till week 7, and week 7 is not completely covered. Only array part is there. Okay, so you can also skip the string part. Okay, string part will come in the OPP-2 exam, but this array part you need to learn and you need to solve all the problems because this is covered. Okay, so array part is basically from week 7 is covered for the OPP-1. Okay, and this is the syllabus. Other than that, you will get four problems in the OPP exam, and where the weightage of the each problem will be decided like that. First two problems will be for 20 marks, and remaining two problems will be for 30 marks. Okay, so 20 marks each. Okay, so that means problem 1 is 20 marks, second problem is 20 marks, third problem is 30 marks, and fourth problem is 30 marks. So total 100 marks are there. And there is one passing criteria for the OPP. If you have already read the grading document, you have to at least score 40 marks to pass this OPP exam. Okay, and to pass this C course, you need to at least pass any one of the OPP exam. Okay, so maybe you can either pass this OPP1 and you can score the 40% marks for in the OPP1, and then there is no criteria for OPP2. You can score anything. Okay, so at least in one OPP, you need to score at least 40 marks to pass the C course. Otherwise, you have to repeat this OPP exam in the next term if you not clear this. Okay, and one suggestion is the level of the OPP1 will be easier compared to the OPP2. So do not skip this OPP1. If anyone have planning to just skip this OPP1, then you will cover OPP2. So definitely the level of the OPP1 will be easier compared to the OPP2. So must attempt this and try to clear the criteria of passing this course in the OPP1. Okay, and the level of the problems will also be easy in the OPP1, because the contents, the syllabus will be shifted to the later weeks for the OPP2 exam. So that means week 7 to week 10. Okay, the testing part. So where the content will more difficult compared to the initial weeks. So do not skip this. Try to clear this OPP exam in first OPP. Okay, and pattern we have already released in the portal as a OPP that mock. Okay, so I hope you can see this that mock questions in my screen. So this you can see the first GRPS. Okay, in the mock. Okay. So just try to solve all these problems by your own and understand the concept, what concept actually is asked in the problem. So first thing, first problem statement, you can see some conditional based problem is given. Okay, where you need to just use the conditional statement, if else, if else, if else, and you also need to read some inputs and you need to print some output accordingly. Okay, so the first problem is based on the conditional statements, and in these problems you will also get a solution template. Okay, so you can see here solution is also given in the code editor. What you need to do, you need to figure out the errors. So you can see in the last it is given that you are given the following solution code for this problem, but it contains some error, syntax or logical. Okay, so either syntax or maybe logical error will be included in this code. So you need to figure out the logic. First read the problem statement and figure out the logic, what logic should be there to solve this problem. And this problem is simply conditional based. And here just read the solution. If you got the logic, just read the solution and verify each line. That means each line is written correctly or not. Okay, so here means the input part is important, variable declaration part is important, and then logic part is also important. Okay, and output part. So everything is written perfectly or in the correct format or not. So that should be clear to you. So that means input, data reading as a input, that format should be clear. Variable declaration and initialization, that syntax should be clear. So the syntax should also be clear. Okay, suppose in this example, this int x, we are declaring x and everything is looking correct here. So we are reading an integer data x and this is declared with semicolon. Yeah, this is fine. Second, in this line you can see, so can anyone tell me what is missing in this line statement?
We haven't defined y.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, this is the one thing. If we are using,
And we are using scanf, so we have to give at ampersand.
yes, that is also one. So yeah, this is the way to figure out that if you are using some variable to read input here x and y, but y is not declared in this. Okay, so you have to declare this. You have to update this code. because you need to correct this code. So you have to just declare this y variable also. So what is the requirement of the y? You can read the problem statement. So two integer x and y are separated by space. So y should also be declared as a integer. And other thing, when we use this scanf symbol, we use this percentile d as a specifier that what type of data we are reading. And also we use this and symbol, okay, and symbol before this x and this y. So that actually represent the address, memory address of this x and memory address of y. So that is required at the in the scanf function. So do not miss this. Okay, so that is also one missing thing in this code. After that, just read the logic of the code, what code is required, what condition is given, and just check this logical part and check if any logical mistake is there or any syntax mistake is there, if else is all properly used or not.
So after every else, there must be an if.
Yes, this is also one. Okay, so we are using if, then else, then again else, then again else. So this is not the correct format of if else structure. So if we are using multiple condition for any conditional statement, so we use else if, and then else should be the last statement in this block. Okay, so correct this syntax, and also if any condition is wrong and not properly mentioned, so also check that. Okay, so this is the first type of problem you will get in the OPP exam, and one syntax and logical error base you need to correct it. Okay, otherwise what you can do, if you are not getting what is this logic, and I'm not getting anything in this logic, and so you can also do this one thing, you can remove this complete code. Okay, this code is also given here. So suppose if you remove by mistake, and you can copy again from here. Okay, so you can write your code also for this problem. Okay, if you feel that I can write more easy logic for this, or I can write the code logic completely new for this, so you can completely remove this template. Okay, this is just a template, okay, which is given as a template code with the error. You can completely remove this, you can write your own solution. Okay, so what do you feel correct at the time of OPP exam? You can decide. Just give me 1 minute. Yeah, sorry. Okay, okay.
So someone wants to join the call.
I've already. Oh, 1 second. Don't know. This is why this is not working. Okay. I hope all joined now. Okay. So yeah, this is the format of first problem. So you can write your own complete code, or you can just correct the code. So you should have good understanding of input data, output, printing the output, and conditional statement properly. Okay, so it may be normal if else condition, it may be nested if else condition. Okay, so maybe inside the one if block, there is a chance for another if block. Okay, nested if block. So that means this question is testing your conditional statement and that syntax um, understanding. Okay, so I hope this question type is clear, so that you can just practice on that. Just also remember the syntax properly. So what is the every line you need this colon to close. So here you can see another mistake. You can in this print statement, this semicolon is not there. Okay, and you can just go through the code and just figure out all the error. Otherwise you can also try to run the code, and this compiler will give some error message. So if you have proper practice, then you can also figure out the error by the message. Okay, if this syntax error you can figure out. So like this is scanf. So here some message is given, and you can just read this message and just figure out that what mistake may be there. Okay, so error y undeclared, this message is coming. So you can also figure out on the error, that syntax error or something missing is error. So that type of error you can figure out by the message. Otherwise, if you have good practice, then you can simply go through the code and just complete the code if anything is missing. Okay, so in this way you can complete the first problem, and you will get the 20 marks for this. Okay, so you need at least 40 marks. So the first problem, first two problems are actually that very easy, so you can score this 40 marks by these two problems. Okay, so I hope this is first problem pattern is clear. Any doubt, anyone in this? And you have 2 hours for this exam, so if you just save some time in problem 1 and 2, you can give the that time to problem number 3 and 4. Okay, so the problem 1 and 2 will be the easy problems, and based on this, first problem is conditional based, second problem will be based on the loop. Okay, I hope this is
Sir,
clear.
is it necessary to only use that much thing which are being taught in the first 6 or 7 weeks?
That is required only. If so, what you have learned in till week 7, that will be the required knowledge. Otherwise, some logic, additional logic may be required. So suppose if any problem is given, so the what is the logic required for that problem, that will be the new. Okay, so we are not saying that problem will be definitely come from any previous assignments. Maybe some new logic problem will become, but that will be based on the same concepts, this loop, conditional statement.
No, sir, like bitwise operations, if I use bitwise,
Hmm.
there will be a problem.
Bitwise, if you have learned problems, so I cannot say there will be a problem, because a total 4 problem will come. How can I confirm anything? Yeah, okay. Yeah, if you have learned anything till week 7, then that means maybe problem may be asked. Okay, but generally bitwise operation we not asked. Okay, so that bitwise operation things will also be covered in the later week. So uh, that week, like this shift operator, or this that bitwise and bitwise or this type of problems generally not asked. Okay, so simple normal problem like your week 4, 5, 6. Okay, week 3 is also, yeah, week 3 is also, because that is also simple problem. So I cannot remember any problem which we have given based on the bitwise operator in any assignments till now.
No, no, no. I am not. I am asking that can I use?
Yeah, you can use anything. Okay,
Okay.
we are not restricting anything in the code. You can use any logic. You can just, your just main goal is to complete the problem and print the correct output. How you are printing, that it doesn't matter. Okay, so but also things in the exam, do not open any another tab. There is a very strict punishment for that. If any, if you
But
have
sir, we will not be able to access any other tab.
no, who is actually stopping that?
Okay.
It is totally on to you, because if you open any other tab, that will be recorded by the application. Okay, and
Okay.
later you will get the punishment for that, and that punishment is very hard for this type of activities. Okay, in the exam. So maybe no placement, no internship support, or you grade directly in this course. This type of punishment is there. So do not use any device like you any phone. Do not put any phone near you. Do not use any phone device. Do not open any other tab. Do not talk to any another one, another person in your room. Okay. If you need any urgent thing, just inform the proctor first. Take the permission, and then. Okay, because everything will be recorded and you cannot deny later anything. Okay, so yeah, so do not try to do anything this type of activity in exam. Yeah, if anyone have any query, please ask. Rohit, yeah, go ahead.
एक्सक्यूज मी सर।
Yes, Rohit.
सर क्या मैं हिंदी में बात कर सकता हूँ?
हाँ, पूछो, अपने क्वेरी पूछो।
हाँ सर, मैंने ये सारे मॉक जो एग्जाम है ओपीपीए के वो
हम्म।
सारे क्लियर कर लिए, बट जीआरपीए 2 में मुझे डाउट है।
क्या डाउट है?
सर वो आउटपुट तो सेम आ रहा है, बट
हाँ हाँ, वो बोला था सर ने।
अभी मैंने स्टार्टिंग में बताया था कि जो ये जो लाइन है ना, एक्चुअली जो तुम प्रिंट कर रहे होगे, उसके
हाँ हाँ।
लास्ट डिजिट के बाद स्पेस नहीं देना है।
ना नो सर, मैंने स्पेस नहीं दी है।
फिर क्या प्रॉब्लम आ रही है?
पता नहीं सर, वो कैंसिल बता रहे हैं। और एजुकेशन समरी जो होती है उसमें भी कुछ लिखा नहीं है।
किस क्वेश्चन का पूछ रहे हो?
CRPA 2।
ये मॉक प्रॉब्लम या कोई और दूसरा?
नहीं नहीं, मॉक प्रॉब्लम।
ओके, 1 सेकेंड। अच्छा, अपना स्क्रीन शेयर कर सकते हो?
सर मोबाइल से हो सकता है।
मोबाइल से फिर देख कर सकते हो, लेकिन अगर तुम ट्राई कर सको तो कर सकते हो।
ओके
अदरवाइज
सर।
तुमको मुझे कोड शेयर कर दो, मेरा अंदर कर करके देख लो कोई।
आई कैन ट्राई टू शेयर माई स्क्रीन।
ओके। So here, Rohit, what I can see here, I think you are printing one additional line in between every line.
यस सर।
Okay, I think there should be no line after. So you can see in the after one, you are giving one additional empty line in between, but there
सर
is no.
No, sir.
in
It is showing in the new UI, but in the old UI it is okay.
sir, this is my code, but I think after second for loop, ये स्लेशन है जो है सर, उसको हम क्या डिलीट कर सकते हैं?
No, सिलेक्शन, अच्छा सिलेक्शन के आगे स्पेस क्यों दे रहे हो?
अच्छा सर।
सर बाय द वे उन्होंने मतलब इधर भी तो स्पेस तो है ना, लास्ट हर एक लास्ट कैरेक्टर के बाद में वो,
नहीं है स्पेस।
क्योंकि
लास्ट
प्रिंट
लास्ट
है।
डिजिट के बाद में स्पेस नहीं आना चाहिए।
हाँ
इसमें
तो इधर
अच्छा,
तो
इसमें
है।
है। हाँ, इसमें
हाँ
है।
ओ, इधर सर।
हाँ, ये
नहीं,
इफेल से करना पड़ेगा।
नहीं यहाँ नहीं, तुम्हें देना है स्पेस, बस लास्ट डिजिट के बाद में स्पेस नहीं देना है।
अच्छा।
ओके, सो इफ एल्स कंडीशन यूज करो, अगर लास्ट इंडेक्स पे पहुंच रहे हो तो उस पे जाके तुम्हें नहीं
सर
देना।
ये वो नोट दिखा दीजिए।
एक सेकेंड, मैं इसे प्रिंट है परसेंटेज। क्या कह रहे हो निकित, क्या दिखा दूं?
वो नोट नोट जो
अच्छा,
आपने बोला था मेरे को।
हाँ। सो रोहित,
यस सर।
हाँ रोहित, just go to the question statement. Yeah, so you can see this note line after the first statement. Then after
यस।
the first sample output, you can see one note. There is no space after the last digit in each line.
यस सर।
Okay, so just complete this constraint by some if-else condition.
ओके सर।
Okay. Yeah. Otherwise, we will also explain the solution in one of the session this week. So maybe a Saturday session. Friday we will cover that week 7 that programming assignment.
ओके
So
सर।
okay. Till then you can try your logic.
ओके।
Okay. So
नाउ आई स्टॉप माय स्क्रीन।
yes, you can stop. Okay. So yeah, this was the first problem. Okay. Yeah, so first problem statement I have discussed what type of the problem will be, and second problem will also be for 20 marks. But the problem where the what concept here will be tested, actually loop understanding. Okay, so here you can see this problem is asking to print something, and that you can solve by the loop, using the loop. But some help will be given to you in this code, in this problem also, and this help will be looks like of the algorithm steps. Okay, algorithm steps will be given in the code, solution code. So same things, some prefix part is given, that is fixed, some suffix part is given, so that is also fixed. Do not try to change this. And in between, some this template solution code is given. You need to complete this part. Okay, so what is asking here, here one more thing is, this is based on the function. So write a function print pattern. So you need, you no need to write any main function or any in this included statement. You need to only complete this print function. Okay, in the given middle part. Okay, that template area. What you can do, if you know the logic correctly, you can completely remove this template and you can write your own logic. So this is the one option. Otherwise, if you don't know the logic, you can just follow the algorithm step and write the code correspond for that. Okay, so start a outer loop with the variable I ranging from this. Inside the outer loop, start another loop for variable like this. Inside the inner loop, print the value of j followed by a space. And this is a algorithm steps to solve this. Maybe some additional things you have to include to complete the all constraint for this. Okay, so like this, there is no space after the last digit. So you need to just use the if else condition inside the nested loop. Okay, so this type of help will be given, some that steps will be given as a comment in the template. Just for read that comment and understand the comment meaning and write the code accordingly. Okay, so you can also solve this problem easily if you have good understanding of the loop. Okay, and this problem will also be easy. uh, so you can also score the 20 marks for that. Okay, and you can also save some time for this problem. Generally we assume that 30 minutes for each problem, but you can save some time in the first two problem. Okay, so
There will be 4 problems in
yeah,
total.
there will be 4 problems, 2 hours.
And every problem is 20 marks.
No, first two problems will be 20 marks and remaining two problems will be 30 marks.
Okay.
Okay, and passing criteria is 40 marks. So yeah, so this will be the second problem pattern. After that, next problems will be based on the complete code you have to write. Problem number 3 and problem number 4, there is no help will be given. Only the read the problem statement, and what is asking, write a function. Okay, so just write a function inside between. So some prefix is given, some that suffix code is given, and this is fixed. In between this white line, you need to write a function definition. You need to complete the function. Okay, and here you have to write everything logic and everything by your own. You have to figure out logic also. Okay, there is no help for problem number 3 and 4. Okay, so problem 3 is simply based on some any logic where the function is there, some pointer is also involved, you can see. So this is based on the Week-6, some pointer concept. We are passing pointer, we are passing this variable address, and we will use this address in the function. So you need to figure out the logic and just complete this function definition. Okay, and last problem 4 will also be similar, and that will be based on some array, that Week-7. Okay, so Week-7, only the array part we are covering in this OPPE-1. So just some understanding of array, how you can traverse the array, how you can perform some operation on the array, that type of some basic understanding you should have. Okay, uh, for the array. So here one array is given in the that suffix part, that is actually reading the input and storing that input into the array, and that array is passing to the function, and here you need to write the function. So just receive one array in the function and just perform the operation and do the things according to the problem statement. So in last two problems, you have to write your code. You have to figure out the code. You have to complete the function definition by your own. Okay, without any help. So two problems we are giving some help. We are giving solution. We are giving algorithm. So that you need to do is a small task for that, but remaining three problems you have to do complete task. Okay.
Total time is 2 hours, right?
Yeah, 2 hour duration is there. Okay. Yeah. So remaining things, you have two UI now. Okay, so if suppose if you're using old UI and you're facing any difficulty like any button is not appear, so what happened last time we actually faced that in some of you have reported in the graded assignment. If someone is printing by mistake, your code is printing very long output in one line. Okay, so that old UI actually this one. Yeah, this UI actually distorted sometime, so not always. So you will maybe you will not get this test done and submit button. So we will recommend it to you. Just use the try new this new UI in the OPP exam. Okay.
सर न्यू यूआई पे अगर मैं कोई नया लाइन मतलब बैकस्लैश एन नहीं भी दे रहा हूँ फिर भी वो नया लाइन क्रिएट कर रहा है
बैकस्लैश
इन मतलब
Yes,
न्यू
sir.
लाइन अगर मैं कोड में अगर ना दूं ना फिर भी वो क्रिएट कर रहा है अपने से क्रिएट कर रहा है
नहीं करेगा वो।
दिखाओ
Yes, sir. होता है, मैंने भी सर प्रोग्राम में ट्राई किया तो वो
नहीं वो एक से मे बी वो दिख रहा होगा ऐसा कि लाइन है, लेकिन हो लाइन होगा नहीं उसमें।
अच्छा
जैसे हम कुछ रन करा रहे हैं तो यहाँ पे अगर हो सकता है व्यू में तो हमें लग रहा होगा कि स्पेस है बीच में ज्यादा, लेकिन वो
नहीं
स्पेस
नहीं नहीं
होगा।
नहीं इससे ज्यादा स्पेस है एक मतलब एक लाइन पूरा दिख रहा है उधर
हाँ वो स्पेस तो हमें दिख रहा होगा, लेकिन होगा नहीं वो एक्चुअल में। ये हो सकता है,
अच्छा
पर ऐडी से ऐसे स्पेस नहीं आएगा अपनी आप से। वो मे बी दैट व्यू का कुछ होगा इफेक्ट, बट वो स्पेस नहीं होगा। तो मैं चेक करता हूँ, एक सेकंड रुको। प्रिंट ये तो कुछ चलो मेन फंक्शन, इसका फंक्शन ही लिखता हूँ। इस फंक्शन के अंदर इसमें इसको रिटर्न टाइप रिटर्न कराना है क्या कुछ इसमें? क्वेश्चन स्टेटमेंट solve the each of ये कुछ नहीं प्रिंट कराना, सो वाइट लिख देते हैं। मैं इसके अंदर ऐसी प्रिंट स्टेटमेंट देता हूँ। लेट मी चेक। सो प्रिंट एफ 1 क्या मिस हुआ? ओके मिस्ड है।
सर वो सेमीकोलन नहीं होगा फंक्शन लीडर फाइंड लीडर्स के बाद मतलब वो फंक्शन के बाद
ये वाला ओके। अब अगर मैं स्लैश एन यूज करता हूँ
सर ऐसा ही आउटपुट आ रहा है मेरा बिना स्लैश एन के आपने तो स्लैश एन दिया है मैंने नहीं दिया था फिर भी ऐसा ही आउटपुट आ रहा है
नहीं तो कोई ब्लैंक यू प्रिंट एफ तो नहीं यूज कर रहे हो?
नहीं कुछ भी नहीं
नहीं विदाउट अगर स्लैश इन यूज नहीं करोगे तो वो कंटिन्यू सेम लाइन में आएगा, एक लाइन अलग लाइन में आएगा ही नहीं।
आपको दिखाऊं मैं
दिखाओ।
ये देखिए ओल्ड यूआई पे ऐसा ऐसा आउटपुट दे रहा है, कोई स्पेस दिखा नहीं रहा, लेकिन बैकस्लैश एन दिखा रहा है। और न्यू यूआई पे जब मैं स्विच कर रहा हूँ
हम्म।
तो स्पेस होगा उसमें, दो
वो
लाइन के
हमें
बीच।
वो बताया, स्पेस नहीं है वो। अब ये तो कोड में तुम वो करा रहे हो ना, स्लैश एन प्रिंट करा तो रहे हो उस कोड में।
हाँ वो तो मतलब
हाँ, ये स्पेस नहीं है एक्चुअली, ये बस दिख रहा है, विजिबल हो रहा है, लेकिन स्पेस है नहीं इसकी बिल्कुल
मैंने
भी।
तो सिर्फ एक लाइन का स्पेस दिया है ना, तो फिर
हाँ, तो ये आउटपुट में कोई प्रॉब्लम थोड़ा दे रहा है इसकी वजह से।
हाँ वो नहीं दे रहा है।
हाँ, तो ये सिर्फ व्यू हो रहा है इस तरह का, लेकिन ये कोई लाइन नहीं है बीच में इसमें।
अच्छा,
ओके।
जैसे
एक
इधर एक्सपेक्टेड आउटपुट में देखिए क्या
हाँ, ये
सुंदर।
देख कुछ व्यू में मतलब थोड़ा सा होगा दिक्कत, बट ये है नहीं, आउटपुट मैच हो रहा है, कोई इशू नहीं है इससे।
ठीक है सर।
ओके। ओके। हाँ, so ये main these are the main points you need to focus. So that means what are the important things to revise actually for the OPP exam? First is the syntax properly for input, input read that input data, that syntax, that logical conditions like this and or properly that syntax, and the conditional statement you should properly practice. Then for loop, okay, then function definition, how you are declaring the function, how you are declaring the parameter inside the function, and that you should know properly. Otherwise logic, definitely logic, figure out, that is depends on you how much you have done practice. Okay. And another thing is from week 7 is that array. Okay, so at least you should have understanding of the array traversing. If you have any array, how you can traverse all the elements in the array, how you can perform some operation on the array. So like suppose you need to figure out the maximum element in the array, so how you will do, so that some operation maybe you can just practice on the array. So that is the focus area. Otherwise you have enough problems, that we, because of that we are releasing this timed assignment also, and this week we will also release this timed assignment 3. Okay, so that will be released on Saturday, so do not skip that, just try
सर
to
वो
attend.
अटेंड करना जरूरी है क्या?
Yeah, that will be good because that timed assignment will be based on the week 6. Okay, and week 6 is your that inside the syllabus of the OPPE-1 exam. So just attempt that timed assignment on the Saturday. Okay, but we will also release this time Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. One more day, Tuesday also. Okay, due to this OPP exam. So this time we will release 4 days. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. But try to attempt Saturday also, because you will also get some 4 new problem, and just to practice on that. Okay. So, and you also need to complete this timed assignment because you have some criteria depends on this, and you have also 15% weightage for this. So do not skip any timed assignment. Okay.
सर
Yes.
सर ये जो वीकली असाइनमेंट है इस वीक में इसका डेडलाइन बहुत कम है, इसका सर कुछ सॉल्यूशन हो सकता
No deadline. On generally we release only for 3 days. Okay.
है? सर
Due to quiz, last time we have extended. Okay.
ओके सर,
And this time due to OPP exam we are extending 1 day.
ओके सर,
Otherwise this is fixed for 3 days. If there is nothing is there on the Sunday, then we will release only 3 days. Okay, so you have you can just complete 2 problem on the first day, 2 problem on the second day. You can also divide in this way. So 3 slot is I think enough for practice. And we are also not releasing because we have live session also in the remaining days, not that working days, that Tuesday, Wednesday, that most of the course live sessions are there. So we cannot release. Okay, so this is the OPP pattern. Any query in the OPP part, OPP-1 part? Any doubt you if you have? And also arrange this one mobile stand. Okay, so that is a one big problem to set up the camera, all these things. Just arrange some mobile stand so you can set up that camera easily.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I also have the same problem in old and new UI. In old UI, it is printing /n and In new UI, it's unnecessarily taking a new line, which is like disturbing my output and showing wrong.
No, that is not showing wrong due to this space actually, which is visible here. You can see one space is visible, but this is not actually in the output. This is only visible on this HTML page.
No, but it's
If
showing
you
that
are
my output is wrong actually on that also.
in which problem you are also talking to second problem?
Sir, GRP2, yes.
सर सबका प्रॉब्लम है इसमें.
Okay. Okay, can anyone send your code in the chat? Okay, anyone have correct output for this?
यस सर मेरा आ गया.
Abhi, okay. Is camera in laptop? Yeah, laptop camera is also required. I think that I'm not sure, but yeah, some capture that software will capture your screenshot. I think laptop camera is not required. Yeah.
सर जो वर्क कर रहा है वो भेज दिया हूँ मैंने.
Okay, that conditional statement. No, I think. Yeah. Mhm. Okay, so if any code which is not working,
सर ऊपर है इसके ऊपर.
अच्छा, okay, okay. One, no? Only one loop. Oh. This Shreyas Srivastav, na?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So
Sir, please backspace that bracket in on line 22.
any
सर एक और लूप होगा क्योंकि ब्रैकेट है.
okay, in chat, I think it is not there, na?
नहीं.
Oh, I think you missed one above loop. Let me copy from another. Okay, so this this is the first loop, and this is second loop inside this, and this is print statement.
इस वाले ब्रैकेट्स के पहले प्रिंटफ होगा शायद. प्रिंटफ बैकस्लैश n.
Okay. Hmm. Okay. This is fine.
हाँ.
Percentage space, yeah, this one. Okay, so any bracket is missing if you still. Okay, yeah, this one. Okay, so this output is coming, and you are saying that why this is wrong. This is wrong because if you are looking the question statement, you can see this line. Note there is no space after last digit in each line. Okay, but your code is printing one space after the last digit also. So your code is not failing due to this space. If you are thinking that this space is coming, there is no space after this 1 and 2 1 actually according to your code. So your code is not passing this test case because here uh, there is one space after the last digit in every line. Okay, so 2 1 and last one space. So here you need to use one condition. You can use that condition like if else condition, and you can correct this code. So like you can write this print statement and you can just take one condition. So what is the last index here? So you can see every time we are reaching at this index. Okay, so j is still 1. So what you can do, you can just write this condition if j is greater than. So if j is greater than 1, okay, then use this condition. Give the space after the
Uh,
every line.
J is less than 1.
Okay, yeah, sorry. Greater than. Hmm. And then else, so that means when the j become 1, so use the same print statement, but this time do not give this space. Okay, so this time we will remove this space. Code is same. Let me check if you're getting anything. Now you can see output is correct. So here you can also see, just read the problem statement carefully. Do not skip any line, because if any line is given, so there is a meaning for that. So there is no space after last digit in each line. That means, so do not print any space. So there is one space after this 2 and 1. Okay, each digit. But after last digit, there is no space. So that is also affecting the code.
And so in old UI, it is unnecessarily showing slash n while
So slash n will come. Yeah, that slash n is just visible on the HTML page. Okay, so that is not affecting any output. You can see still this is visible, but it is not giving the correct output. Sorry, incorrect output for me. This slash n comes after the end of the line. Okay, it is visible on the portal page, but it is not affecting the matching. Here, this is now you can see all 4 out of 4 pass. Okay, our output is not affecting by this slash n. So what affect actually, if you are giving additional space in between. So suppose if you are printing continuously like 2 1 2 3 3 2 1 without any space, that will actually affect the matching. So your output should be in the same format as the expected output. Here format is required. Doesn't matter your output is same or not. If you are giving any additional space, you are giving any additional character in your output, that means your output test case will not pass and you will not get any marks for that type of mistake. Okay, so format should be exact similar, output format. Okay, so this was the version 2, CRP2. Okay, any query, anyone? Okay, so if you have any query related to the OPP1, so this week we will focus only on the OPP exam, so that tomorrow the TA will take, so we will ask them to give some practice problem. And week, that Friday one will be the week 7 practice programming solution. Okay, so also join that, so maybe some array based problem you can practice. And Saturday this mock solution, and any if you have any open query. So okay, so let's discuss this some part which we have not covered. So that week 6 is the pointer, so let's discuss some pointer basics, and after that we will discuss some array basics of this. Okay, so week 6 and week 7. So what is pointer actually? So pointer is also a type of data. So we can see that this is we call it as a variable, but that variable contain the address. So suppose we have some variable like this ptr. We are giving some name, that ptr, but we want to store the address of any other variable. Okay, suppose if we have declared some any program in the code like int a equal to 10. Okay, so some memory is allocated for this a, so some memory is allocated in the memory that contain this value 10, but this memory actual have some memory address. Okay, So that address you can represent in hexadecimal like 1 A B 2 6 9, like this. Any value will be there for this address. And address, this is actually a physical, that memory address. Okay, and that location contains this data. So this is the data and this is the address. Two different value are there for this. Okay, and this A is actually referring to this address. So that means this address actually linked to this A, and we are using this A as a label because we cannot use this address in our code because that is not properly readable, not understand that we cannot remember this type of value. Generally we give some name, we can give some label for this address, and then we can easily understand and easily remember. And according to the problem statement, we generally give the name for variable. But in backend side, some memory is allocated for that variable, and we store that data inside the memory. Okay, because of that, we when we use this scanf symbol in the at the time of reading, so we pass this percentile d type of data specifier, and after that we give this value like and a. Okay, so this is just a operator which perform which return the address of this a. Okay, so this returns the address of this a, and at that address our data is stored, which we are reading from the console. So here, if we want to store this address, okay, so what is the address for this location? So how we can store, where we can store? So to store this memory address, we have the concept of pointer in C, and for that pointer we can store the memory address for any data. Okay, now, so what is a pointer? Pointer is just a variable that stores the address of another variable. This is the simple definition for the pointer. And what we can do, how we can declare this pointer? So there is a way. So one thing, if we want to store the address of another variable, so what is the type of that variable? Same type we should have for the pointer. Okay, so that means suppose we want to store the address of this a. Okay, so that means we have to define our pointer in the same way. So int, and after that the identification of the pointer is we use this asterisk sign before this ptr. So int asterisk p, and then we can assign the address here. And how we can assign the address? Because we don't know directly the address of a, we know the only a, so we can write this and symbol a, and we can write like this. So what is stored in this ptr variable? This is now a pointer variable which store the address of integer type variable. Okay, which store the address of integer type variable. So this is the integer type variable a, and this operation is actually return the address of this integer variable. So you can assign any address to any pointer like this, and later you can directly access the data also through this pointer. Okay, so what is the memory location? Now you have stored this address in this pointer ptr. Okay, so now ptr is just pointing to this address, and at this address this data is stored. Now you can use this pointer to perform any operation on this. And how you suppose if you want to print so this data, this 10 data at this location, so how you can do? So you can simply write like this. So print f percentile d, and so this time we will not write ptr, so we have to write this again asterisk ptr. Okay, so this is just a we use this asterisk at the time of declaring of the pointer, and when we are using this asterisk ptr, so this is actually point to the value of this address, not the address. Okay, and if we want to print the address, then we have to use like this. So printf percentile d and asterisk if we are printing like ptr, so that memory address will be print into the decimal form. Okay, the decimal form. If you want to print in hexadecimal, you can use the another, like you can use p also, that will also that print the address of this pointer. Okay, So in this way, you can directly access the memory of the without using any variable. You can directly access the memory, and this is very important. So you know that we have the scope, that concept in the function. If suppose if we are creating any another function, okay, out of this main function, but if we are using any variable inside the function that we have declared inside the function, so scope will only be come under the function block. You cannot access any function variable from the main function like this. Okay, so that simple normal variable have the scope only inside the block where that variable is defined, actually declared. So if you want to use any memory location as a common that um, like as a shared or global memory location, you can share your pointer, then you can use that pointer location so globally. So let's take some example and you will get some idea more clearly for this. So let's use this. So has and include. So this is right, and I'm writing in name return 0. Okay. So after here, I am declaring some variables, like I am writing simple basic sum function. Okay, so I am declaring some variable int a equal to 10, int b equal to 20. Okay, and performing some operation, like we are calling one function, so int res equal to, and then state a comma b. Okay, and print percentile d comma that res. Okay, so now this function we will define separately. Okay, so what should be the name for function, because we have called by the function name add. Okay, so we will declare this because this function is adding something. We are writing the function to add two value a and b, and it will return a sum for this two value. So that will also be the type of integer. So we will define the return type int for this function, and we will give the name of this function add, and inside this we have to define some input parameter type. So what type of input we are reading from this function when we are calling this. Okay, so you can see we are passing integer value int a, int b in this function. Both are integer, so we have to declare some uh, parameter which of the same type which we are reading the data. So we can declare like int x, okay, int y. So now we have declared this, and inside this function we can declare any type like int output equal to x plus y, and we are returning this. So return output. Okay, so now this is the function, and when we run this, you can see we are getting the correct output 30 by this print statement. This is the print statement which we are using inside the main function.
Hello.
Yes.
So actually, I needed a YouTube link for this. Actually, previously I tried to checking that, but I was not able to get it.
YouTube link for this session.
Yeah, yeah. For this and previously sessions for this, previously what we have done, right? Live classes. I needed a
Okay.
recent this.
Okay. Okay.
Can you just please pin it in the message box if you don't mind?
So we have added this in our calendar, so you can see this
Yeah,
one.
but actually there's an issue in the calendar. Whenever I tell that means whenever I have previously means added that calendar, but I am not able to get the notifications. I don't know what issue is there with respect to this. I tried many
I
times.
think you have to check
So
some
the
settings.
previously terms also it was happening same. I'm not able to get the links.
Okay. Uh, okay. Otherwise, we are also adding the live session detail in this tab in the course. Okay, live session, and you can go inside the live session detail. So, and this is the last sheet, current term
Where
live
sir? Where
sessions.
sir? Can you just where?
Huh.
Okay, in live session.
So I'm going back 1 second. So in the inside the course space, okay, inside the live
Okay.
session, there is one live session tab.
Okay. Okay,
Okay,
sir.
when we
Okay,
move
sir.
to this live session detail, click on the live session detail, you will get this page, and you can see the last link, current term live session sheet. So you will get
Okay, sir. Okay,
this
sir.
page.
Thank you, sir. I will get to you.
Okay.
And one query, sir, regarding this OPPs, there no upcoming OPP on 21st.
Mhm.
Week 1 to 7 means week 1 to 4 contents will be there, only codings will be there. Means previously, usually it's like for last previous terms, it was like week 4 to 7, right? So 1 to 4, 3, is it not? Is it mainly important, or like 4 to 5 only coding will get, right?
No, 1 second. Third B contain the operators. Okay. Without
Okay.
operator, you cannot write any code like assignment operator. Definitely, you have to use something from the operator sides. So that is
No, sir. My
also
question is like, how many questions will be there in OPP? Like previously, actually,
four.
I'm repeating the OPP now. Means
Okay.
these are there any changes with respect to this term?
No, there is no changes in the syllabus as well, because we are using the syllabus till week 7, and total
Okay.
4 programs will be there. And we have
Okay.
also released the mock paper. You can get the idea of the OPP exam from this mock for
Okay,
OPP.
sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
So
Thank you, sir, for sharing.
pattern, yeah, pattern will be same. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. I will go to this. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, regarding this problem, so now you can see we are getting the proper that function things here. What we can do here, we can also, so here you cannot access any variable, you cannot access this output variable from this function. Okay, so like if I just copy this output variable and just try to print this from this main function, you can see you will get a instant error. So this is the compilation error and it is not declared. You will run this code, this will show it is use of undeclared id identifier output. Okay, not declared, because the scope of this output, this variable, is only inside this block function block. It cannot be accessed from outside of this block. So what we can do, we can use pointer. If suppose if we are not reading any data from this, so like okay, and if I declare something here, so like int res, okay, and and at the time of this function, what we can do, we can pass one pointer here. So for pointer passings, we will pass this int res. Okay, now I am passing this pointer, and we have to declare this definition here also. So what type of input we are reading here? So one pointer also we are reading, so we have to declare one pointer. So not we are passing the address of res, but here we have to declare a pointer, okay, in the function, because we will read this address. So this is the address of this res, we are reading the address. So in the pointer, to store this address, we have to declare the pointer here. So pointer declaration means int asterisk. Okay, so asterisk, like I'm giving name ptr. Okay, so now this ptr pointer variable will read this address. Okay, because this pointer actually contains the address. Now what we can do, we can store this output sum into the ptr. So this asterisk ptr. Okay, and we will not return anything. So let's, I'm writing this function as a void. Now I'm not returning anything from this function, I'm just performing this operation asterisk ptr. So this asterisk ptr means now we are accessing the location, what is the data inside that. At that location we are storing this result x plus y. Okay, now this ptr is defined that this we are passing the address from here, and without returning by anything from the function, we can access the result. So let's print the output of rec. Okay, now you can see still we are getting 30 correct output. Okay, but this time we are not returning anything from the function. So what we are doing, we have passed a memory address location to the function, and that memory location, so that memory location we are storing something directly. Okay, so here memory is same, and we are storing something, some data at that memory location by this address, this function. So that will also be reflect in our main function here. So you can see we are now getting the result in our res function. So in this way, you can pass the pointer things. So pointer means you have, this is the pointer, and this is the value for pointer. Okay, so pointer only store the address, so you have to pass the address for this. Okay, now you suppose if we want to print the address for this location, so let's print both things. So print f and %d, and then let's ptr. Okay, what is ptr, what it will print, and let's print the that stick ptr and use the /n. Okay, /n here also. So let's run this. You can see what we are getting this here. Okay, so this is a address of this ptr, and same things if suppose if I print from this statement to before calling this function. Okay, and this time I'm printing the address of that end res. Okay, so let's print. You can see we are getting the same value. So here address of res, and here we are printing the value of pointer. So both are actually same. Okay, and that is at this location we are storing our result here. So by the second print statement, this print statement, this is referring to the value of that memory location, so that we are getting 30. Okay, and we are again printing here, so that we are again printing 30. Okay, so in this way you can declare the pointer, you can store directly result on that at the location. Okay, your result at the location by this way using this pointer, and perform any task. Okay, you can directly access the memory location by the pointer. So just explore this pointer things. Okay, what, how you can perform the use the pointer in your code. Okay, so this is the basic. Any query in this for the pointer? So here I have explained about the pointer variable, how and how we can assign the pointer address. Any query in this pointer part? Anything is not clear in this code? Because in one problem definitely this pointer types of details will be given in your OPP exam. Okay, so maybe problem 3 or problem 4. So you should have good understanding of this stick ptr, what is the meaning of this, and res, what is the meaning of this. If you don't know that, otherwise you will also not understand the code. Okay, so you should have the good understanding what is this actually representing. Yeah, someone is asking something. Please.
Yeah, without that asterisk PTR, what is that printing in that statement?
This statement,
Yeah.
yeah, this is printing the that address. What actually this ptr is store the address of this. So let me just explain here. So what is happening, this ptr is also store some memory location. So ptr is also have some memory location. Okay, and this also have some address, but this memory location, what data is stored, like this 1ab269 like this. Okay, so in this memory location this address is stored, and at this address this data is stored. So this address is actually referring a another memory location, and that where the data is stored. Okay, so ptr is a variable which store address in their memory, and at that address some data is stored. When we write this asterisk ptr in the print statement, okay, or in any in our code, so first this thing, this is the declaration syntax. This asterisk we use at the time of declaration, but if we are using this asterisk at the later in our operation, okay, after this declaration, so that actually dereferencing operation. So dereferencing means we are directly accessing this location when we are writing this way in our expression. Okay, asterisk PTR,
Okay,
that
sir.
means this will point to this location and it will read directly this. Then if you're assigning something at 20, so it will update this 20 at this location. Okay, if you're writing some PTR equal to some value 10, so it will update this value. But if you're writing asterisk PTR, then it will update this location. Okay, so if you want to perform any
Understood, sir. Thank you.
if you want to
Yeah,
perform
understood, sir.
any operation, then just use this asterisk PTR. This is a dereferencing operations. Okay, yeah, so this is about the pointer, and this is the basic knowledge required for the pointer for the OPP exam. Otherwise we have one some more part for regarding this pointer, so which is discussed in the week 7. So I move to the week 7. So I have this one second, not this, I have this this page. I have also shared this week 7 PDF in your summary document. Okay, week wise notes, you can also go through this. Only the array part and pointer arithmetic part, you can skip string now, but just later just check the string also. Okay, because in C we also perform this string operations using the array concept.
Sir, we didn't get a sixth week, sir.
6th week only we have covered this. For the programming part, we have only covered this that pointer things which I just explained. Okay, so that is not prepared yet. So if this is prepared, then I'll share that also. But
Okay, sir.
week 7 I have shared just today. Okay, so regarding this array, just I go through this array and I'll also explain some example for this. So what is array? Okay, so array is just a collection of items. So till now what we are doing for the solution of our code, we are only storing our data in single variable. So like we are storing some single value in some place in our, like a, we are declaring something. So like int a equal to 20, int b equal to 10, like this. We are declaring one variable and we are storing one single value inside that variable. Okay, and we are declaring again storing. So this type of problem we have seen till now. But what happened, we have more data. Okay, we have more data, like suppose if you are a if you're working in some organization or in some institution. So if you have 100 students, okay, suppose if you are working in the college and if you have 100 students, and now you have the marks for these all 100 students. Okay, so now in any course like C, you have the marks for each 100 students, and you want to figure out which one is the topper in these 100 students, and you want to write the code for that. When you will pass the 100 student marks, and your code will return the maximum marks, which one is the maximum marks and which one is the lowest marks in your class. So what you will do, so one way is how you can store this 100 students marks in C. So one way is you can declare 100 variable for each one variable for each students, but this is not a good way. Okay, so you cannot declare like 100 variable int a, int b, like this. So like student 1, student 2, student 3, like this 100. So this is not a correct way to code. So now C provides one another data structure. So this is actually a data structure that can store multiple data. So that means of the same types. So here this is store the similar type of data in the continuous memory locations. In the continuous memory, you can see the definition. Array is a collection of items of the same data type stored in continuous memory locations. Each item in an array accessed using an index which starts from 0 and goes up to the size of the array. So what we are doing this when we declare the array, so suppose we want to store 100. So what we can do, we can tell to the compiler like that we will store integer marks for the 100 student, integer type marks. Okay, so this is the constraint that we can store similar type of data in this data structure. So int, we can give the names for this array, suppose marks, Okay, and after that we can tell the size. So what size we want to use, so like 100. Okay, so this is the declaration of this array. So this is called as a array. Okay, where this is the type of data in the array which we want to store. This is the name of array. Same way as a variable we can declare the name for the array, and this is the size of array. So that means what this syntax will do, this will provide a memory for 100 students. Suppose this 100 student, each 100 locations we are storing integer data. So suppose one integer data is taking 4 byte, so that means 400 byte memory location will be provided. So like this continuous memory location. Okay, so like this block, this memory block will be provided by the compiler. And suppose this is the first location, and each memory location have some address. Okay, so like this is the first location 1020. I'm giving some randomly value for this address 1020 after 4 byte. Okay, so each element is taking 4 byte, so we can add the next location. So calculate the next address by this. So 1020 plus 4, so next location is 1024. So this is pointing to the second data. And 1028, this is pointing to the third data, because this all memory location are allocated continuously in the memory. So if you have the memory location address for the first element, you can simply calculate the address for next element, second, third, fourth, five, like this. Okay, so suppose if you are taking this as a base address. Okay, so this is a base address of memory. So b is equal to 1020. This is the base address. Now we want to find out the third element address. So how we can calculate this? So just add this 1020 plus, and for third element just add this 4, 2 into 4. So what is the type of each element, and add this 2. Okay, because this is the first element address. After that we are moving to 2 more location. So for third element address, we need to add 2 into 4. So you will get the 1028. This is the address for third element, and you can access the element from third location. So this is the property of the array. You have the continuous memory locations. So you no need to calculate this address. What this array actually do these things in the backend of this array. So here we can access all data by the indexing. So this indexing actually perform this calculation things in the that array, and that indexing is started from 0. So 0 is refers to the first element. Okay, 1 refer to the second element, 2 refer to the third element, like this. Okay, 3, 4, 5, like this. Okay, and now this indexing you can directly access the data, and this array actually provide this feature. And suppose if you want to access the second element, means first index element, so you can directly pass this index, and you can just write like this. So marks, and like suppose if you want to for that first index, that means 1. Okay, so if you are writing this marks and bracket and then 1, so this will calculate internally this calculation. Okay, base address, so 1020 plus 1. So this one index, 1 into size of data, so 1 into 4. So that means 1024. Now this will directly point to this location. Okay, but you need to write only this syntax to access this element. Okay, if you pass this 0, so 0 you will get this location at element. If you pass 1, then you will get this element. Okay, if you pass 2, then you will get this element. So in this way you can access all the elements from the array. Now you can store, and here you can see we have defined only one name for this 100 elements. Okay, so marks is this name is actually referring to the address of first memory location. After that, each element we can just pass the index value, and we can access the element. So no need to remember 100 variable names. You can just only remember only the array name, and after that by the indexing you can traverse all the 100 element, and you can perform any task. Suppose you can find out the maximum, find out the minimum, like this type of operation. You can traverse all the element, and you can do this. So this is the concept of array. and I'll take one practical example for this and I'll explain. But what is the syntax for this? Okay, so syntax we have declare. First, we need to define the data type, what type of data we want to store in this array, then array name, then size. Okay, so this is the declaration of the array. After that, we can pass this array to the function and we can perform anything. So let's just explain the some basic of the array. And you can also declare these elements on the compiler time or the runtime. You can read the element from the runtime and you can store into this, or you can also assign directly elements at the time of declaration. So let's I'm creating one array now for 10 students. Suppose we are getting the marks for 10 students, and now this is marks and 10. Okay, so this is the declaration. After that, we can also assign the value for each. So like what, how we can assign the value? So we take the this brackets and we can assign like 20 comma 30 comma 60 comma 54 comma 87 63 comma 90 65 8 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 87 comma 97 87. Okay, so now this 10 value you can see I have assigned here, and this value by default will be assigned. This first value will be assigned at the first location, then second location, then third location in this array. Now what we can do, we can access this all elements by with the help of that index. So what I am writing here, so like marks, and this is the index I am passing 0. Okay, so 0 I am passing, and let's pass another index like 5. Okay, so let's print this. You can see 20. When I'm passing this 0, now data is stored with the name of marks for 10 students. Now when I'm passing 0, so you are getting this 20. Okay, when I'm passing index 5, so you can see 0, then this is the 1 index, this is 2 index, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5. Okay, so this 63 is printing in the output for 5 index. Okay, and for the last index you have to print 9. So you are getting 87. Sorry, both are the same. 1 second, let me check. 87. Okay, so in this way you can access the data with the help of index. So always remember these things. This indexing is started from 0. Okay, if the size of this array is 10, so last index will be for this is 9, because we are starting from 0 index. So 0 is referring to first element, 1 is referring to second element. In this way, last element will be referred by the that size minus 1. That will be the index. Okay, so in this way internally that address calculation happens, because how this address calculation is happening, because the compilers know that array memory is allocated continuously, and this marks is referring to the address of first block. After that, all calculation happens by this index. So this is the way to store more that large data of the same type you can store in this type of data structure, and you can traverse this all data with the help of this indexing. And how you can traverse all data? Suppose if I want to print all data, now you have 10 elements, so no need to use this 10 time print statement. You can use the for loop for this. Okay, so use the for loop. So int, suppose this is a variable I am declaring, int I equal to 0. So int I equal to 0 means we will start from 0 index. So this I we will use for the indexing. So now I is maximum is less than equal to 9. So 9 in this for this array, and each time we will increment this I by 1. So here I am using this integer variable for indexing, and inside this for loop we will use this printf and that %d, and we will give some space. Okay, and then array name. Okay, so array name is marks. and 10. Sorry, not 10, I. We will pass I inside this. So now you can see by this loop, this I value will be changed and this will be replaced as here in the print statement. So I0, it will replace by 0. So this first element will be print. Then it will be replaced by next iteration, it will be replaced by 1. So second element will be printed this one. So in this way, this iteration will be happen each time we are changing the I value, and that will be work as a index, and that will print all data. So you can see this is printing all data in our array. Okay, suppose if you want to print all data in reverse of the array, so just take the reverse loop. So 9, this is like 0, and take this condition greater than equal to, and then I minus 9. Okay, this is a reverse. So when you are doing this, you can see we are getting all data in reverse. So 87, then 67, like this. So you can traverse this your data with the help of array, with the help of this indexing. Okay, I like this. And suppose if you want to find out the maximum element of this, so what you can do, you can perform. Let's take again this 0 less than equal to 9. Okay, so to find out the maximum element from in this array, so what you need to perform is just a comparison. What you can do, you can take first element as a 0, or you can take any negative value or anything, or you can take the first index value. So you can declare some variable int max equal to the first element of the array. Just consider that this element is a maximum element, so like marks of the first element 0. Okay, and so we are assuming that maximum value is the first value. After that, we can run a loop from one element. Okay, because we have stored this 0 value at the as a max. Then we will start comparison from first to 9 element. And what we will do, we will simply compare 30 is greater than max. So what is the current value of max? We'll compare this next element with this max. If it is greater than, we will update our max to the new value, and we will repeat this process. In that way, you will get the final maximum element. So let's remove this here, and we will do the same things here. So inside this for loop, just use the condition if our current max. Okay, so that our current element, so marks of I is greater than, okay, so is greater than our max element. So this max is referring to the previous value of the max. If this condition is true, then we will update our max equal to marks I of I. So now this is the only condition we have to write here. So if we are getting new max, we are updating our max. So in this way, we will compare our each element. So you can see this is now max. Then we are getting 60 new, which is greater than 30. Yeah, now this is max. Okay, now 54 is not greater than 60. So we will not, this condition is not true, then we will skip. Okay, without do anything. Now 87, yes, this is greater than 60. So it will become a max. Then this will not affect anything. So 90 is now it greater than 87. So it will become a max. So in this way, this operation will perform. And late after that, we will just print this. So, okay. So this is actually max. Finally, we will print the output max. So you can see when we are printing this, we are getting the maximum element in the array 90. So you can do this type of array operations in the that for the basic task. So you should know how we can traverse the array with the help of indexing, and you can do perform your task. And same things we can do in our so like we can write a function. This max function we can make separately. So max, and how we pass the array into the function. Suppose if you want to pass this, this is declared here, marks of 10, okay, and we want to do this task maximum by the help of this function. So let's I am making this function definition, and here, okay, and I'll call this print statement. Wait, max. here. Okay. And here I'm calling the max function and I'll take the result here. So int res equal to max of, and I'll pass this array. Okay. What is this? Okay. Yeah. So here we have to type the return type int. That is, and we have to return the result. So return max. Okay. So this is okay. We have to change the name max. Max. Oh. So I'm changing the name because we are also using the max variable name. So that function name I'm changing. That will create a confusion. Okay. So now we will print this res, and this is now max marks. Okay. So now we are passing this marks array completely to this function. So what we will do, we will read this function. So what we can do, we can just pass, we have to declare the array type. So what we can declare, so int type of array. So we can just give name arr and we can pass like this. Okay. So this is a just like a declaration for input parameters. So you can also assign some size here. So this is another variable. Okay, here you are declaring one new array. Okay, and you can pass some, if you're passing, if you're leaving this empty, it will take the input size. So what input size you are getting from this marks, that will assign that size, that compiler will assign. Otherwise you can also pass some size, okay, that you feel that which is actually required enough. So in this way you can declare some input variable and later you can use that variable in your code. Yeah, if anyone have any query, please open your mic, ask.
Yeah, excuse me, sir. I want
Yes.
to ask if we want a third highest number of this array, then how can we do it?
Huh. So you can apply some logic. Another way, you can sort the array. You can sort the array and figure out the last third element from the last, third element from the last.
Uh, okay, in ascending or descending order we can do, and then we can
Yes,
index of
yes,
that
yes,
number.
yes. Then
All right.
okay. Otherwise, you can create some complex logic for that. You can figure out the first that maximum. Then you can compare the in the next iteration. You can compare that event and figure out the second maximum. Like this, you can also do for the third. But the more convenient way is just sort the array and figure out, return the corresponding place element. Okay. So here, yeah, this is max. Okay, this is fine. Return max, int max. This is okay syntax. Okay, so you can see in this program we are passing the array into the function, not the that variable. So we are passing the array, or you can also pass the, that if you don't want to return the result from array, you can also pass the pointer and you can store directly maximum result that into that location. Okay, that we have discussed in the previous example. Otherwise, here we are passing and just run this code, and you can see now our code is working fine. Okay, so because by this function, this calling, we are passing the marks array. This marks array is now stored in this new array arr, and this array we are using inside our function arr. You can see we are using everywhere this arr name, and we are figuring out the max, and we are returning the max value by this function. So that value will be replace this, okay, call. So this 90 will replace this call. So 90, this equation will become like a int res equal to 90. So now 90 is assigned to res, and that we are printing here, res. So this 90 will be print in the output. Okay. So in this way, you can also pass this function, this array into the function. Okay. So now the next is how we can sort this array. So this is also an interesting query. So that is also helpful for some question. So I'm writing the function for sorting. Okay, and we will print the array. So we will do the sorting in the same array. So like a void and let sort. So to sort, you should have understanding of some basic algorithms. Like we have bubble sort one algorithm, you can do this. Otherwise, you have one selection sort algorithm. So how you can sort the elements? So let's discuss that things. So suppose if you have one array, okay, with some element, so like 5, 4, 1, 3, 8, and 2. Okay, like this. So here you can perform this sorting with the help of two nested loops. Let me just discuss the selection sort example. So just do not focus on more on the selection name, okay? But what is the concept for this is what you can do. You can run a two loop. So and what you can do, okay, so what you can do, you can run a iteration on this. So every time just figure out the, suppose we want to arrange this array into the increasing order, okay, so what you can do, just figure out that uh, what is the first smallest element. So that means what is the smallest element in this array. So we have already figured out this maximum element. Same way we can figure out the smallest element. So what we can do, we can just fix the location for this. Okay, so for this location, we are starting from this, and we are assuming that this is the minimum. Minimum, we are storing the index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the indexing, and we are assuming that min equal to 0. So 0 index is the minimum element. After that, we can run a loop. So for loop, we can run, and we can start from the next location from this. So suppose this min is 0, so we will start from the next location. So that is so we can do this by the help of some coding that I'll also explain, but I'm just explaining the concept. Okay, so in the first iteration 1 to 5, we will traverse all the elements and we will compare the element one by one. So okay, so we are assuming that minimum is the 0, that 0 index, not the value. Okay, so after that we will compare the element. So that first that index value is smaller than this. So if that, suppose this array name is a, so a1 is lesser than the that array min. Okay, so now this min will work as a smallest index. If we are getting smaller value compared to the previous min index value, so then we will replace our min equal to 1, that min equal to this new index. Okay, 1. Now we will do the next index, this 2. Again we will check the same things. So if a of 2 is less than equal to a of min, so now our a of min is, sorry, min is 1, so this will become as a 1. So you can see 1 is smaller than 4. Yeah, correct. So value is smaller than. So again we will change our min to that index 2. So in this way we will figure out this minimum element. So you will traverse all the list, all the array, and then you will figure out the minimum position. So by this logic, this minimum will be updated by the first smallest element. And what you can do, you can just replace, swap this value. So just swap this value, second index value, with the first index, because this is the first iteration. We are figuring out the first smallest. So that should be come at the first place. Okay, so swap this value. So like just swap this. So this will become as a 1, 4, 5, 3, 8, 2. Now this is the first iteration process. Now do the same things on the remaining part. Do not touch this, and do the same things from the second. Now figure out the second smallest element. So just assuming that this is the smallest. Now we are looking only this part, and in this part we are figuring out the smallest element. After finding the smallest element, we will swap this 2 with 4. So this is the second, this is the smallest element in this region. So we will swap this by this 4. And in this way, we can repeat this process, and we will do the sorting. After that, finally, in the final iteration, you will get the complete sorted list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, like this. And then you can perform any things like second smallest, third smallest, second largest, like this. You can directly return. Okay, so I am writing the code for this. So how we can do this? So first things, we will read the array. Okay, so we will read the array. So I'm reading the array int arr. So this is the sort, and inside this sort I'll perform the sorting. Okay, so let's we will run a two loop. So one loop is for each complete iteration. So one that one loop will define the location. So we are figuring out the first smallest, okay, then second smallest, then third smallest, and another nested loop will define the comparison uh, part. Okay, so what we will do, we will just write if one iteration. So for an int I equal to 0 and I is less than so yeah, we have to pass the size for this. So let I'm taking a size int n. Okay, how many elements we have in the array, so that we will use here. So n, okay, so this is the size less than n. Okay, yeah, fine. And I plus plus. So for each location, this first loop is referring to the each location. Okay, so 0 index small element, what should be the first smallest for this. Okay, now inside this second loop, so first things we will define the our min index. So min index we will define as a I. Okay, what value we are getting from I, that we are defining. Now we will run a second loop for the comparison. So for j, so not int j, that will start from the which location. So I plus 1, we can say that. Okay, then it will give a error. So what we can do, we can run this loop in one more less condition. Okay, and we will start from this j equal to I plus 1. And this, and then j should be less than to the size, complete size. Okay, so that is n and j plus plus. So this loop is for comparison. Okay, and let's use this for int, and writing this index, min index equal to I. So now after that we will compare the element with the jth index every time. So if our j, okay, so that array name is that arr, so arr, and our index element, okay, so this j element is lesser than the min index element. So arr is the min index element. So min index, and if this condition is true, then we will store our new min index. So min index is equal to j. Okay, so in this way, this is the, this will be so this loop will figure out the smallest index in each iteration, and after completion of this loop we will swap that element. So we will just perform the swapping here. So how we can perform the swapping, so you can use some temporary variable for this. So int temporary variable tem will read the value of that arr, that location I. Okay, what is the element at this location, and that, okay, we have done this, we have read the data for this. So this is similar to your the swapping of the two element in the array. So that location we will directly write the result for what is the value at final min. So that is min index, final min index. So min index. Okay, and after that, on this we will simply write this value equal to 10. Okay, so now this is the swapping part. After figuring out the minimum index element, then we are swapping that element into the that ith position of the, or with the minimum index position. So we will swap this. So by swapping this, that smallest element will come at the correct position after the sorting. Okay, where that should come. So in this way, our this list will be sorted. Okay, not list. This is array in the C. Okay, so this array will be sorted at the same place arr, and after that we can, what we can do, we can just print this array, or we can just, you can see we can print here. So let's me by this. I'm just reading this code to printing all the elements after the completion of this for loop. Inside the function, I am printing this. So I1, that array of I, no, there's no need to this. We will simply print the index 0 to last index. So we will write the syntax. So printf and %d and arri. Okay, so we are simply printing the element from zero index to last element index 0 to 9. So this should be print our sorted array. Okay, because we have done this sorted process. So let's call this. So this we are writing here. So sort and marks, and we will also pass the size of the array to 10. Okay, so I'm making comment these. So and here we'll give some space. So let's run this. You can see. So now you can see we are printing our output by this loop. Okay, and we are giving this input array. Here you can see the sequence is different, but here this is coming in the sorted order: 20, 30, 54, 60, 63, 67, like this sorted order. So if this type of question is asked, like second is smallest, third smallest, or second largest, first largest directly. So first largest definitely you can return easily, but second largest, third largest, or fourth largest. So just practice on one sorting. Okay, and after sorting you can easily return the answer. Okay, so just print the second element for the second smallest, third element for the third smallest, and for first largest print the last element, second largest for the second last element, like this. So in this way you can print. Or let's also try to print this in the main function. Let's see it is update performing sorting on the same input list or different. So here we will print the same array by that marks. Okay, so let's perform one print empty statement for the new line. Okay, mistake. So now you can see we are getting this time. Okay, you can see we are printing the same marks list. Okay, marks list we have given here, but now same marks list we are printing by this loop again after this calling sort function. So we are getting the sorted output. Why? Because as I said this marks is a is look similar to the pointer. Actually, this is actually a pointer. This name of this marks is actually a pointer of the first address of the that data structure, that array. Okay, so this marks actually is a pointer for the first element of the array, and we are passing this pointer to this in the function. And when we have defined this name, so this is also referring to a pointer, like I see. So what we are getting is the first address of the array element, and it is working on the same memory location for the marks. Okay, so that arr is also referring to the same memory location. It is not creating a new memory location. So it is also pointing to the same memory location. So that sorting operation is happening on the same memory addresses. So because of that, if we are updating anything inside the function, so that will also reflecting in our main marks array. So because of that, we are getting the sorted array, and that main function inside this marks is also sorted. So that is because that is also referring to the same memory location. So sorting you can do in this way. Otherwise, if you don't know this algorithm, you can figure out this. You can create a first, you can find out the first smallest, then remove that data, or just start the next process from the second element. Okay, like this. So, and you can create a new array. You can do these things in many way, but you this will be good if you can remember at least one algorithm. Okay, or to find out first smallest, second smallest, third smallest, you can apply any other logic also. So this is a little bit about this array. So that is actually the main thing. So I've declared this function things, how we can pass the function. So by size, you can pass the size, and without size you can also size, without passing any size you can also declare this variable like this. So this is the code is given like for the sum of array. You can see this document. Yeah, pointer arithmetic. Okay, this is not too much important for the OPP purpose, but what is the meaning of this pointer arithmetic? That regarding this array, okay, so how we can some arithmetic operation we can perform this with address actually. Okay, so how what operation are these actually? Increment or decrement operations. Suppose if you have any pointer ptr that is actually contain the address. Okay, so here you can see this is an array that is point that arr is actually contain the address of first element. Now when we are writing ptr equal to arr, so that means we are assigning a pointer ptr that contain the address of first element of the array. So after that, if you want to move to the next element, you can simply write this ptr plus plus. Okay, so what is this operation is doing? Ptr equal to ptr plus 1. Okay, so we are adding one integer value inside this address value. Okay, so this is a address, this is a integer value. When we are performing this arithmetic operation, so what happened actually? What is the size of this integer? What integer takes size actually? 4 bytes. So that 4 bytes will be add into this address. Suppose this address is 1020. So if you are adding 1020 plus 1, okay, so because this is a address and this is a value, so value will not be added directly. The what is the size of this value is that will add into this value. Okay, so you will get a 1024 address if you are performing this. So when we are writing any arithmetic operation like this with pointer, so that will work like this. It will add the size of the element. Okay, and that size is actually that address is referring to the next element. So when you write this ptr plus plus, so you will move to the second element. Okay, because that 4 byte will be added into this address. Okay, if you are writing ptr equal to ptr plus 2, okay, so 2 means 4 into 2, 8 byte will be added in this address. Okay, in this address. So in this way this operation perform. Same way this subtraction also works. So the decrement, so like if you're writing ptr plus n, ptr minus n, so this operation is performed like this, say n into size of this type. Okay, and what is the size of this n? So in this way you can move to the, if you are taking this pointer for array, you can move to the next element by this arithmetic operation also. So ptr plus plus, ptr minus minus. Okay, so this is written here. Just read this document once, so you will get idea, and also explore this on the compiler. So array indexing using pointer. So you can also read all the data without indexing. So we have discussed this arr0 1 like this. So, but without indexing, you can also access all the element with the help of this pointer. So if you have the pointer for array, then you can simply use the dereferencing. So asterisk ptr plus 2. Okay, so ptr plus 2 means this is the base address, and plus 2 you will move to this element, third element. So 2 means 2 into 4. So 8 byte will be added into this address, and what data is stored at that address is by using this dereferencing. So you will get this 30 in the output. Okay, so in this way you can perform this operation. So this is called as a pointer dereferencing. So this asterisk things, this is simply a, you can also store the address of any element by the help of this. So this ptr1 is pointing to the address first element address, ptr2 pointing to the third element address. So in this way, and you can also compare the pointer. So this is also supported operation. So ptr1, ptr2 you can compare. which address comes first. Okay, so what is the value of the pointer in memory? So based on that, this operation will also be performed. So these are some arithmetic operation which can be performed on the address actually, okay, on the pointer. So which is called as a pointer arithmetic. Increment, decrement, addition and subtraction, array indexing using pointer, pointer difference, okay, and pointer comparison, like this. Okay, so these are called as a pointer arithmetic operation. So just practice on some example which is given in this document, and you will get an idea. Okay, so after that, this string part we will discuss in the next week session. Okay, so this will also with can also do this with the help of array, but this is not come in the OPP exam. Okay, string part will not come in the OPP exam. So for OPP exam, just practice till this array part. Okay, any query? I think now time is to for the next session. I think from 8. So if you have any query, you can ask.
So what is the timing for OP?
2 hours.
Nee, at what time? Like mean in the noon or afternoon? Right?
Timing is I think evening, so 4:30 to 6:30. I think this is the timing. Otherwise, check the document, which if you have any received, it is giving in the grading document. I think so. For C OPP exam timing is I think 4:30 to 6:30 in evening. Okay.
Yeah, okay, sir. And I hope it's on Sunday, right? I'm not sure.
Yeah, 21st July.
Oh,
Sunday. Okay. Any other query? Anyone?
Sir?
Yes, Kumar.
Sir, array element cannot be a variable, right, sir? It can be a variable also, sir.
Array elements means?
The element inside the values, I mean.
Inside the value, yeah, that you can access through the indexing. So suppose this ARR, you want to access the third element, so 0, the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, like this. Okay, so if you have stored that 10 here, so if you want to access this like 2, so this is working like as a variable, okay, because this is now referring to this value.
But the value inside is cannot be a variable. It should be a constant, right, sir?
This one?
The value inside the array, I mean.
This one?
Not the one, sir. The array itself, yeah.
This one. This is indexing. Yeah, this is the index actually. You cannot pass any other that value like.
Okay, sir.
Okay, this is indexing, and that indexing only used for 0 to that size of -1. Size of array -1. That value
because of
you
the
can use.
it's a 0. Start with 0.
Yeah.
Sir, one more query related to OPP, sir. So
Yes.
just in case, because that day is a very crucial day for me, 21st, I will be traveling. So in this case, if I cannot able to, some circumstances, I cannot able to participate, what will be the complication or implications, sir?
Yeah, first thing, the OPP, that this course, C course, have the separate passing criteria in the OPP exam. Okay, so if you miss this OPP1, definitely you have only last option for to passing this course in OPP2. Okay, then you have to score at least 40 marks in the OPP2 exam. If you are not able to do that, then you will fail in this course, and then you have to repeat the OPP exam in next term. Okay, so just try to attempt this first OPP, because the level of this OPP will be easy compared to the second OPP.
Okay.
Okay, so just try to attempt this and just arrange the time. Okay.
Yeah, got your point, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for the advice.
Okay. Okay, any other query? Okay, then it is done. Now second session time is there. Okay, then if there is no query, then we can close the session. Thanks everyone.